All right. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it may be for you. What I've got here is the stator from the 1976 85 horse four cylinder. And I've already cut this back, cut the loom off of it. Wires were falling apart. This wire right here, she's kind of brittle. Um, what I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to see if we can get a little wire off this guy right here, and scab to it. If we can hang this one just enough successfully, and then ohm it out and make sure we got a good connection, should be all right. I don't know if you can tell, I'm trying to be easy. I shake like a fucking, I'm like, shake like Michael J. Fox on a good day. Well, maybe not anymore. He's kind of getting really shaky now. But I'm take one of these little heat shrink connectors, and we're just going to. The wire don't look. The wire still got some, you know, decent looking properties to it. And get this right down there just like such. I gotta find my crimpers. Oh, it's too early for this crap for me. But they're in the drawer. Hey! Got my crimpers. And technically, I have one shot at this. Because of how screwed up the damn wires are. Alright. Works on an oil rig, it'll work here. Now, if you haven't figured that out, that's what I do for a living. I fix oil rigs. I'm going to go ahead and give this the old shrink. If we got a piece of shrink good enough, we're going to go all the way down the damn thing. There. Now, I was going to use some yellow. I've got this small black. Would like to use yellow because it looks more original, but that's okay. Sometimes that's not quite feasible. So I'm going to go ahead and snip this one. Lay that right there. Take these two. Snip that. Now we got our two leads for the stator wires. I've got another stator right here I'm going to try to fix. I don't know if I'll be successful on it or not. But it's from my 1968 that's sitting over there. And I swapped it out because, well, I sold the motor to a fella. I wanted to make sure it had some good wiring on it before I got rid of it. So, in all honesty, we might be able to scab to that, but I think it's too far gone. We're going to try, because we can get a good ohm reading out of it, a good reading out of it. Well, no. So I'm going to take this one. This one would have been just straight up yellow. The other one would have been red and yellow. I'll get that off in there. I'm going to do the old crimp. That should suffice right there. I've got the triggers the same way. I'm going to work on it too. Just gently melt those down, like such. Seal the connector up for the most part. Now we're going to move on to this one. This one don't look too horrible. I mean, really ain't much of good wire left on that. So we're going to take this, I'm only going to peel it again, just like I did the other one, if you can see what I'm doing. I just use one of these little X-Acto knives because if you can peel the outer layer without actually damaging the wires itself, sometimes just normal strippers will, well, let the shit just fall apart, and yeah, and you got another mess. That ain't looking too shabby. This one we will shrink all the way back. Put little, take a little piece of heat shrink and go from one side to the other, all the way back to here, from here to here. That way, if the wires do start deteriorating, breaking, whatever, we've got a little bit of something to hold on to. And keep it from fraying out. Stuff sucks. Mercury did not use the best of wire. That's all I'm going to say. Evinrude, no, their wiring, it's still there. I haven't seen any Evinrudes that I know, straight off hand that have got a bunch of this messed up wiring like these do. I mean, it could happen. The hand's still, it's getting better. And you can see where it went in right there. Went straight up. Darn screwdrivers. It's getting better. All I got to say. Don't run a screwdriver like that through your hand. Man, it's sore. It's gonna make it fun to do my job here in the next few days. Not quite. Almost. There we go. Make a nice little watertight seal on that, dude. Alright, so let's get this one stripped. I don't know where my good strippers went. They left town. Now, all right, there we go. We're going to heat shrink this. I always just do that until it turns nice and clear. That means the glue is holding on to it. So now we got that. We're going to take a piece of heat shrink tubing and we're going to, you know what? Is that yellow? Yeah, yellow's probably way too big. Probably should have used that before we went over it. Probably. Let's see if it'll fit. Won't, I guarantee it, but we're going to try because why not? Oh, it fit. All right, now, if you can see, turn that towards you. I just took with what was left over, right, from after the repair, pushing that on down in there, and then we're gonna shrink it too. We want to give it a way to help keep it from stressing, you know, the wire and the repair. Heat shrink will help hold it in place as well. And if it starts coming apart back in here, my pointer starts coming apart like the original insulation did on the wire right here. It starts coming apart. Well, a heat shrink will help keep it from falling apart and allow it to hold a little bit. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be great because it's not, but damn train. But it can probably run another 20 years like this, as long as everything stays together. All right, now next, let's see if we can get this to. Oh yeah. Pull that out a little bit. Okay, get this in there. Now, honestly, you can't do this with all of them because not all of them are in good enough shape to be able to do such with them. I wish you could. It would have saved me a lot of money in the past. But surprisingly, this stator is only a couple $100. It ain't as bad as what I figured it was going to be. I think it's only like 180 bucks for a CDI or a Sierra one. And then that trigger is like 119, which we're probably going to end up buying a trigger for it. But I'm going to try to fix it real quick too. But it may not be wise to fix it. Let's get rid of it and go on. See, right now I've got another brand new stator for a 6-cylinder up there, which of course it won't fit a 6-cylinder. But a brand new stator for a 6-cylinder up there. Oh yeah. Now we need to find another piece of heat shrink tubing. I wish think I got some longer tubing. I didn't use it all already. Somewhere. I may have used it already. I may have to use a couple sections of that. Because I've got some much bigger tubing over here, but there's my 3M kit. This will work. You can pick these guys up pretty much anywhere. It's a 3M heat shrink kit. We use these down in Texas. This one I purchased from a supplier. Pretty decent kit. So I'm going to take a piece of tubing about the size of that. Yeah, well, let's see if we can get this over. It's 3M. It's a pretty good product. Yeah, it's a big negative on that unless we cut the wires off, cut the ends off. Yeah, we're going to have to. So what I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to take the ends off of these. And the only reason I'm doing so is so I can wrap this whole thing in a layer of shrink. I'm going to hang on to the actual covers. That was stupid throwing that, but I can actually crimp a new end on it and pull it through. And put these back on. Never know the difference. All right. Because they're just a standard crimp that goes on the inside. See that? Non-insulated crimp. I've got some of those. Come on, baby. This thing should be as good as new by the time we're done with it. Should be. Now, run them two through there. Surprisingly, these wires are in really good shape. Which I'm kind of glad about. And trying to cut cost on stuff, it's always nice that once in a while you get something that's, still feasible and usable. All right, now let's get that lined up. Pull the extras. We want this to literally just lay back kind of like it was before. And I'll try to get this in there. Getting there. Maybe all we get out of it right there. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to shrink these two together. What I'm doing is a bit overkill, maybe to some people, but yeah, that's fine. I like stuff to actually last, so I'll go a little overboard on it sometimes, or get a little anal about what I'm doing once in a while. I know it looks like a bunch of redneck crap that I do, but hey, guess what? I keep stuff running, keep it working. All right, now there's that. There's our pretty much new wire loom. See it? Let's go back a little bit. And that's solid. That ain't definitely ain't gonna fall apart on us. Next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take one more piece of shrink, and we're going all the way back to the base. Um, you don't have to do it. I don't have to do it, but I want to do it. Watch this little X-Acto knife so I don't cut the shit out of myself. All right, there we go. Now, oh, okay. Well, it didn't open. Now, I'm not gonna label these color code or anything right now because once I get it all back on the motor, then I'll cut everything to exact length. Then, and then, yeah. Now, now it ain't going to really adhere beautifully, but go ahead and get some heat on this so it stretches it on down. Come on, honey. Go on in. See, now my idea behind this was just mainly to get it to where it'll seal around this base, and then me warming that up and heating it allowed it to bow with it. So now you can see it is sealed all the way around to there. Is that overkill? Yeah, it's overkill. I'm gonna lie, that's overkill. Does it work? Yeah, it'll work. I'm doing all this and I haven't even owned it yet. But I guess it's a good way to show you how to repair these and make them look halfway decent when you do it. We're gonna go ahead and come back to here with this. Just a couple out. I got my two yellows, so it indicates, well, that's our charging. If anybody is ever curious when they go to look at it again, they'll know that's your charging wires. Charging winding. Come on, baby. I can get this done. I may go try to throw a fishing pole in the water today. It's been raining like crazy. It's been nasty. We are the rainy season. I would like to throw. I think I'm gonna just go to the little local pond over here. I've got a new pole that I've been wanting to try out, and a couple football jigs and stuff like that. We'll see if we can stir it up in the muddy water and see if anything hits. Um, yeah. Now, at this point, I'm going to take a smaller black, like this guy, and I'm going to layer. I'm going to wrap these these two, these four back together. That way, there's no real strain on our repair areas. Which at this point, you shouldn't have much strain on that repair area to begin with because all this is holding it together. It's helping. Heat shrink is actually pretty good at helping hold stuff. It ain't great, but just your natural push-pull tendency of stuff. Yeah, it'll help. 27. I don't think this is going to be quite big enough. No, go up one size. These little kits are handy, I will say that. Let's see. This one, that'll get us. Now, what the nine? All right. Sliding. Trust me, if you do this to yours and you're successful with the repair, it's going to save you. You're going to spend a little bit of money on some heat shrink and some crimps if you ain't already got them. But, better angle of what I'm doing here. It's going to save you a little money in the long run. So now we got this one on those 4 wires coming down. That'll pretty much cover everything back to where we had it before. Now, naturally, I went and did all this and didn't think of the routing of it, but we'll figure it out. Good thing about heat shrink is you can heat it, you can stretch it and bow it to the direction you want it to be. So now, here's our repair. Right there. The repaired stator. That looks a lot better than what we had before. And now we're going to take a meter and we're going to check it. I'm not sure about this one. I actually have to look in my book and see what the reading for this one is. But I think it's going to be like 4 ohms maybe. Somewhere in there. Them older stators like that one, 3-4 ohms. And they work. the daggum one on my bass boat that I repaired out, or not bass boat, but my big smoker craft. It 3/4 ohms, but it never worked. So this be like that at an angle. We're gonna have to. This is gonna have to go back angle like such, right? Yeah, like that. I'm getting sidetracked. Sorry. That's what I mean by you can do this right here with it. Luckily, now we're into good wire in here, so it's not really a major thing. All right. Look at that. That's what I was talking about. You can heat it, bend it, and allows it to stay in position. Because this is how it used to sit, pretty much just like such. Like it? I do. So far. Let's see what this has to say. Let's check our windings. Well, it's there. Yeah. 4.4. I should be right. Let's test it to another one that I know that is good. Let's see what it has to say. It's a different brand, but different brand. Different stator altogether, honestly. Let's see what it tells us on it. Okay, 0.4. All right, it's good. We know this one's good. This is brand new, actually. It's just rusty. It's been sitting in storage, but it's a brand new stator for inline 6. If I ever come across another one that year model. So that's how I repair my stators or any other piece of electrical from these suckers. They're not. It's not super complicated. It's time consuming to do. Right now, I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to put these back on. We're going to put some crimps on them and pull them back through. That way we can just have this done and out of the road. You see how I'm doing this? I'm just pulling the insides out, pushing these through, pulling that through. Well, non-insulated terminals. Let me go get some real quick. We'll put them on. We'll literally be done. That's what we want to do here. Oh, it's too big. Oh, it's too big. Hang on. There we go. I don't really bother with trying to solder to the original wiring. And the reason being is I've not had no good luck with it, even with flux on it. It's just had such a I mean, it's just had such a change. The wire's, so gone. There ain't nothing there. Um, if you're fortunate enough to be able to cut it back far enough to actually expose the old wiring that's still in good shape, you can do it. But all right, there's that one. You got the ring terminal back on it. I'm just going to take and I'm going to pull that right back down into there like it never happened. So we're going to repeat all four of these. These little non-insulated terminals like this came out of uh, one of the heating and air kits I had. I haven't used them on anything besides this stuff right here over the past, I don't know how many years. Not much of a purpose. You can see they make a pretty nice little crimp. Ain't coming off. Yeah, I always crimp these two different directions. I mean, not really directions. Whenever you pinch it, it makes a little W in it, and then I flatten all that out. I'm done. Mm. Mm. All right, here we go. That looks a little ugly, but eh. Here it is, guys. Stator's back together. Got my little 90-degree bend in it, just like this originally had. Ohms out good. I wish that would hold better, but got an idea. Can't really expect rubber on rubber to. could have been bad. Hold 100%. Oh, that's a lot better. Just keep it from flexing too much. See if we can get it to bow down now. We just want this guy to bow a little bit. Oh, still shrinking some, huh? Okay. Well, darn it. Okay. There it is. Like I said, completed project for me. These two I'll worry about later, but there's our coil packs. This one, well, obviously for the charging system, but looks a lot better than it did, and it'll work for a while. So we're gonna set that right over there now. That means, well, I don't have to purchase that. I'm gonna move off to the trigger, and I will not keep this rolling with you, but this is where we at now, and well, we gotta do the same thing. This little wire right here is in pretty rough shape. So, you guys have a good day, and if there's somebody out there who wants to see something else like this, shoot me a message. I'll see what I can do.